Frank Hegarty is out walking his dog early one day when he notices a figure ahead in the distance. It is a dark, cold morning in February. Winter is tightening its grip on the landscape, and the lane glitters with frost. Frank has just turned onto the Hollyhall Road, an ancient path that meanders along the edge of the city, a place he knows as Derry, although others call it Londonderry. He is used to seeing people out at this early hour, and the person he has spotted is walking a dog, which explains why he is here. But his presence catches in Frank's mind. There is something familiar about him. At the same time, Frank cannot think where this individual has come from and how he has ended up on the Hollyhall Road. Frank did not see him join it, and no lanes feed into this section of the road. Yet there he is, barely 100 yards away, a man and his dog who seem to have appeared out of nowhere. Frank and his greyhound make a striking pair. Blue is a triumph of muscular minimalism. She floats along by Frank's side, her paws making only the lightest connection with the ground. Frank has a firmer gait and walks with a mild stagger on account of his bad back. He is neither tall nor overweight, but what locals call well-made. Just a few months shy of his 40th birthday, Frank has a steady and dependable face, dark hair, and a wolfish grin. A word that will often come up in descriptions of him is approachable. He is the kind of open-faced, affable man who people go to for directions or fall into conversation with if they see him alone in the pub, cigarette in hand, his body angled against the bar. Some will say he's a maverick. Others will tell you he is dead on, meaning he's decent and good-natured. But nobody will tell you he's perfect. He has made mistakes. And, like all of us, he has his secrets. The cold fills Frank's lungs and reaches to the back of his throat. He can see his breath making miniature, silent explosions in the air ahead of him as the outlines of familiar trees rear up on either side of him out of the gloom. As he moves further up the lane, through the gothic half-light of the dawn, the figure ahead and his dog seem to be a little closer than before. Perhaps Frank can hear the crackling sound of this other man's feet on the frosty road. One thing that people who know Frank Hegarty can never agree on is what to call him. His doting mother calls him Frankie. The priest prefers Francis. Almost everyone else knows him as Franco or the General, after General Franco, the Spanish military dictator. Most people in Frank's world have a nickname: Kinker, Smiler, Cheeser, Wheezer, Dutchy, Hoagie, Psycho, Stud. Your nickname is there to bring you down a peg or two, and is proof that you belong. But a nickname only works if it is in some way funny. The joke here, in calling Frank the General, is in the difference between Spain's Franco, chest out, pompous, medals everywhere, and Derry's own Franco, a man with a less regimented take on life, and just about the last person in Northern Ireland you can imagine taking orders from anyone. Frank Hegarty's life has taken him all over the island of Ireland. He has friends in the unlikeliest places, from his days driving a lorry, or his trips to see the coursing at Clonmel and the racing at Lifford and Brandywell. Frank has spent many hours on the road, but Derry is his talisman and is where he belongs. This border town at the edge of the United Kingdom, Monaco without the money, as a local journalist will later call it, is the furnace in which he has been forged, and he cannot imagine living anywhere else. By now, Frank and his dog are further up the Hollyhall Road, and so too is the person ahead, but he is nearer now. Either Frank is walking faster than usual, or the other man is slowing down. Around them, everything remains quiet, which allows the smallest sounds to take on an outsized significance. Frank can hear the bass-line thud of his boots and the occasional trill of birdsong. The music of these morning walks is usually shattered by the noise of an approaching car. On hearing it, Frank will bundle up Blue or slip on her lead, but not today. Today the road is empty.